inventory. Make a list of all you own and all you owe. Proverbs 18:13 says, it's stupid to decide before you know all the facts. You need to know where your money is coming from, how much is coming in, and you need to know where it's going. You don't have to be an accountant to do some accounting. You've got to keep good records. You've got to know what you owe and what you own. The next step is you got to clear the clutter. Oh, I'm coming on home here. Don't y'all get upset with me on this one. Look at somebody, say, clear the clutter. It may be time to survey your surroundings. Check out your stuff and get rid of some stuff. But pastor, it's paid for. I understand, but it still costs you money to insure it, to maintain it. And if you're not actively using it, you ought to consider getting rid of it. Now, I know many of y'all are under conviction because how many pair of shoes can y'all wear? Okay. You got to clear the clutter. Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 7 says, get rid of idols. And some of us have idolized our home, idolized our cars, idolized our clothes, idolized our shoes, our boats. Maybe it's time to have a sale. It's still quiet in here. Some of the things that are cluttering your life could be sold and the equity used to get you out of debt. We've got to decide what's more important, holding on to our stuff or knowing the joy and freedom that comes from being financially stable. Don't tap your neighbor, encourage them, say, go on and have a sale. Go on and have a sale. You see, some of us bought a car for the wrong reason. We bought status rather than transportation. Oh, you better hear me now. We may need to sell that car. Okay. If your car note is equal to your house note, oh, I'm trying to help somebody in here today. You may need to sell that car and buy a more reasonable car because the purpose of a car is not flossing. Y'all looking at me funny. Come on in here, somebody. The purpose of a car, oh God, help me in here, is not to have a diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on and help me in here, somebody. The purpose of a car is basic transportation to get you safely from point A to point B. All that other stuff is hype. It's pure D ghetto mess designed to take your money. Amen. You the only one in the car and got 3 TV screens going. I dare you to look at somebody and say, that's some ghetto mess. That's a mess right there. Yeah, you 6 months behind in your child support, but your wheels are spinning. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach in here. I ain't gonna get no help, but I ain't looking for none. Yeah, that stuff is mess. It's better to drive a Prism and have peace than to drive a Mercedes in misery. It's better to be in a hoopty and be happy than to be in a Bentley and be broke. But today, somebody can make the choice that today is the Lord's time for canceling debts. Today is the day that I stop succumbing to the seduction of debt and live in the freedom of God's peace. Today is the day that I stop looking at the grass on the other side thinking that it's greener and understand that if I water my grass, it'll get green too. I wish I had some help in here. Today is the day that I stop trying to keep up with the Joneses because the Joneses are in debt and broke themselves. Today is the day I decide that I'm going to give God what belongs to him. And if you take care of God's business, God will take care of your business. If you put God first, God will put you first. And I just believe that there's somebody in here who's tired of living the way that you're living. Paycheck to paycheck, ends ain't meeting nowhere, borrowing from this one to pay back that one. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach in here today. I believe it was Angie Stone that sang the song, "Can you loan me $20 till I get my check next week?" Come on, somebody. Yeah. Angie said, "I ain't got $20 and me and my kids need to eat." Y'all ain't gonna help me in here today. But God said that today is the day of the Lord's canceling of debt. And my brothers and sisters, the way that we do ministry is to take care of our own personal finances so that we can then take care of God's business. Every saint of God, every Christian, every blood-washed, born-again Christian ought to be tithing. I told y'all ain't gonna like this sermon today. Every blood-washed believer ought to be giving God a tithe. God is not a cosmic waiter. It just got quiet in there. What are you talking about, Pastor Swan? God is not a cosmic waiter that walks around with a tray on his hand. Lord, I'll have a new car and I'll have a new house. And Lord, I'll have a blessing over here. And Lord, I want a new job over here. And God is saying, here's your order. And then you give God a tip. Somebody didn't get that. Y'all didn't catch that right there, but y'all will get that when you get home. God is not a cosmic waiter that you give him a tip, but you give God a tithe. You give God what rightfully belongs to him. And I just want to challenge somebody today to take the debt canceling challenge. And I came to be the first one. You understand what I'm saying? Amen. I came to be the first one to take my own advice. And I came, amen, with my Premier Bank card. And my scissors. Come on, somebody. Somebody ought to be getting up in this line right behind me and saying, Pastor, let me get them scissors when you get done. Y'all ain't gonna help me in here because you ain't doing nothing but paying the minimum due on it anyway. 28.5, 29, 30% interest on it in it. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach in here today. If you ain't got the cash, then wait.